Good afternoon, student. Am I audible? Am I audible? Hello? Am I audible? Hello? Hello? Am I audible? My screen is visible to you?
Yes,
Hello?
sir.
Yes, sir.
Okay. So this particular class is arranged because this is a we have planned to have your GATE classes, GATE basically preparation classes. So this class will continue in your fourth semester also. Maybe I don't know will be taking, I will be taking, or some other teacher will be taking. But yes, we are going to start this class. Now, whatever thing we have discussed under this network theory. So those things will be taken as a revision, and will solve some of the numerical problems. So now this DC network theorem, is it familiar with you? DC network theorem. Any idea on this, or is it covered in your syllabus? If you are silent, then I will be also silent. You have to tell me.
Yes, sir.
Okay, fine. That's what I want. So we'll start with superposition theorem. Okay. So first of all, I
Sir,
will.
volume is very low.
My volume is very low. Yes. So please,
Yes, sir.
I will increase my volume. Okay, just a minute. Just a minute, better. I check my volume is also 100%. Okay, just a minute. Okay, now is it fine? Now is it fine? Is it audible?
Yes, sir.
Okay, fine. So the superposition theorem. So this theorem is name itself. It demonstrates something. There are two things which is superimposed, or something. There are two sources are there, multiple, or let us say multiple sources are there. So the impact of these multiple sources will be taken one by one. Okay. So first I will just I will draw a circuit, and I will come to this theorem. Okay. So now this particular screen is visible to you. Is a new screen. Is it visible? Black
Yes.
screen. Black screen. Is it visible to you?
Yes, sir.
Yes.
So let us say this is one circuit where there are registers. This is another register, and then my screen is paused. volt. Now let us say we want to calculate what is the current in this particular point. Let us say we are interested to calculate the current. So when we have to calculate this particular circuit, what are the ways we have? What are the ways? We can apply the, let us say, mesh analysis, or we can apply the, let us say,
Sir, again your voice is very low.
huh?
Your voice is low, sir. Again.
Voice is
Low.
low. My voice
Yes,
is
sir.
full now. I think you have some problem with the signal. Okay. Others can hear? Others?
No, sir. Constantly, sir, very low.
Constantly very low. Just a minute. I will use now headphone. Something. Okay. Now, am I audible?
Yes,
Yes, sir.
Okay, fine. So, I will refer to that particular screen. So now let us say if we have to calculate the current through this particular branch 3 ohm, so there are two methods. So what are the methods we are supposed to apply in this case? That is, we can apply the Kirchhoff's current law, or we can apply the Kirchhoff's voltage law, that is the mesh analysis and the loop analysis. Yes or no?
yes, sir.
One thing to ask you, that apart from this, we can apply the superposition theorem. So what is superposition theorem? If there are multiple sources in a linear network, linear bilateral network, if there are multiple sources are present, when we are supposed to calculate the response of a particular branch, we need to take the effect of these sources one by one. So that means we'll take one source at a time and other source will be deactivated at that particular point. So for example, in this particular circuit, we have two voltage source, one is 6 volt, another is 4 volt. So when we are supposed to solve this particular problem, so will 6 volt source will take fast, and then we'll see the effect. What is the effect on this particular current? Then we'll deactivate the 6 volt source. The 4 volt source will be activated, and then we'll see the response of this particular current. Okay. So the overall response will be calculated, the summation of the response of the individual sources. So this is the basically, thus in simple way, the definition of the superposition theorem. Okay. So for example, I will now explain that how to solve this particular circuit with the help of superposition theorem. So let us say this is the your 6 volt source, this is your resistance, and we have this resistance. So then we have a 2 ohm resistor. Now you see, when we have this particular source and if we have to deactivate this source, so that means here we have to understand one point that is very, very important. When we deactivate any source, that particular source will be replaced by its own internal resistance. Now, in case of a voltage source, ideal voltage source, so these sources we are assuming as ideal voltage source. So these ideal voltage sources will be replaced by this internal resistance. Normally, the internal resistance of ideal voltage source is how much? This you have to answer.
Sir, 0.
0. Very good. 0. So that means that if it is a 0 resistance, what is the meaning? 0 resistance means what?
So no resistance, we have to short circuit.
It is a short circuit, correct. So that means if it is a short circuit, so we have to add these two. So that means it is a short circuited one. So what we'll do now, this is your 2 ohm resistor. This is your, let us say 3 ohm resistor. And this is your 2 ohm resistor. So this is your current, let us say I1, and this is your 6 volt. So what you will do now? You will apply some, let us say mesh analysis. You will apply here, you will apply a current here I1, or let us say it is some, let us say IA, and this is some IB. And with the help of that, you will solve it and you will get this I1. Yes or no? Yes or no? Or you can apply some current division rule also. You can apply the current division rule also. Now, let us say this another source. So we have, now we'll consider the 4 volt source. So this is your 2 ohm, and then you have a 3 ohm resistor. This is your, just a minute, this is not working. Okay. It has happened. Yeah, now it is coming, I think. Okay, so just a minute. Okay, so I think there is some issue regarding this particular thing. So I will draw with the help of some paintbrush here. Let us say this is your resistance, some resistance, and then you have a this particular source. So you have a particular source here. Okay, then you have a, let us say you have a this source. Okay, so this we are joining here. This thing we are joining, let us say. And finally, this particular source will be short circuited because there is no, this source will be, this 6 volt source will be replaced by its own internal resistance. Now let us say we'll come back to our circuit, this original statement of the particular theorem. So I will stop share this one. I'll come to this particular slide. So the superposition theorem states that in any linear network containing 2 or more sources, the response in any element is equal to the algebraic sum of the responses caused by the individual sources acting alone. while the other sources are non-operative. That is why, while considering the effect of individual sources, other ideal voltage sources and ideal current sources in the network are replaced by short circuit and open circuit across their terminals respectively. Okay. So that means there are multiple sources. If it is present, we'll consider their response one by one, and the sources which are present, they will be either ideal voltage source or it will be ideal current source. So those sources, it will be replaced by their internal resistance. So internal resistance means in case of ideal voltage source, this will be replaced by the short circuit, and if it is a ideal current source, this will be represented by open circuit. Okay, any doubt on this particular point? Any doubt on this superposition theorem? Anyone? Anyone has any doubt on the superposition theorem statement? Any doubt?
No, sir.
Okay, fine. So now we'll take one example. Okay. Now you have to remember this particular circuit means this particular theorem. It is basically valid for linear system. What is linear system? Do you have any idea on the linear system? What is linear system? Let us talk on this. What is linear system?
Yes, sir.
Huh? What is
Yes, sir. A linear system is a system which involves in which the voltage and current involves a constant coefficient. The relationship between voltage and current involves a constant coefficient.
constant coefficient? Means
Yes, sir.
you
Means-
want to mean that the slope of that particular curve will be linear.
Linear, yes, sir.
Okay, that's what you want to mean?
Yes, sir.
Okay. I will take, I'm facing some problem on my this particular digital board. I'm facing some issue. Okay. So let us say I will take a new slide. Then maybe the problem will be resolved. I think maybe, I don't know. This thing maybe it will not be a problem at that time. Yeah, I think it is a this way, I think. So basically a linear network is, if it is, let us say, y-axis, so this is your voltage and this is your current. So it will be having a something, this particular relationship. Okay, and this particular network is basically a linear network. Okay, now we'll take that particular example, where in that example we'll see that you have to calculate the value of the current. I think current or voltage we have to see. So yeah, yes, find the current passing through the 3 ohm resistor in the circuit. Could you please try this thing? I will take this thing as a let us say example. Okay, I will what I will do, I will share, I will copy this thing because I need to take a, one of you please draw the circuit, or all of you please draw 5 ohm, 3 ohm, 10 ohm. Okay, 5, 3, 10 and 20 volt, 5 ampere. Okay, fine. So this resistance you have to tell me 5 ohm, 3 ohm, 10 ohm and 20 volt and 5 ampere. Have you drawn this circuit? You have to tell me this value when I will draw. Okay. So I will share my slide. So here we have a current source. What was the value of the current source?
5 ampere.
5 ampere, correct. What is this value? What is this? What was this value? This value. Okay. I think
Not visible.
yours, my screen is not visible. Correct. That's why you are not able to stay. Yes. Now please tell me this value is how much?
The 10 ohm.
10 ohm. What is this value?
3 ohm.
3 ohm. Correct. What is this value?
5 ohm.
5.
5 ohm.
Yeah. So you have a voltage source here. This is the voltage source. So what is this value? Value of this voltage?
20.
20 ohm.
Okay, correct. So now if you apply, you are supposed to calculate what is the current through this particular branch. Okay, this is the that you are supposed to calculate. Okay, so what we'll do, we'll first take this 20 volt source. First we'll take this 20 volt source and we'll deactivate this particular source. So we'll redraw this circuit. So this is 5 ohm and this is 3 ohm, and then we have this 10 ohm, and this is open circuit because there is a current source. So this will be open circuit, and we have this particularly we have 20 volt source. So this is your 20 volt, and this is your 3 ohm, and this is your 10 ohm. Now you please tell me what should be the current through this particular branch. What I1, let us say I1 will be how much? How much?
20 by 8, sir.
20 by
8.
8. So this should be how much? 20 by 8 is how much?
2.5.
2.5 ampere. Correct. Okay, fine. Now we'll deactivate 20 volt source. So this is your 5 ohm resistor, and this is your 10 ohm, and this is your 3 ohm. Now we'll apply this current source. We'll apply this current source. So this is your 5 ampere, and this will be replaced by what? 20 volt source will be replaced by
Short circuit.
short circuit. Correct. So this will be shorted. So this will be 3 ampere, 3 ohm. So this is I2. So now how to calculate this I2? Who can tell me how to calculate I2?
Sir, current divider rule.
Current divider rule. Very good. So how to do this?
Sir,
Please tell
known
me.
current into parallel resistance divided by,
Correct.
sir, 5 into 5 by 8.
5 into 5 by 8. Very good. So this is 25 by 8. How much? How much? 25 by 8 is how much?
Sir, 3.24. 3.24.
3.24. 3.24. So what will be the total current?
So 3.245.
Yeah. So total current I will be I1 plus I2. So 2.5 plus 3.24. So how much?
5.7.
5.74 ampere. Okay. Is it clear? Any doubt on this particular problem?
No, sir.
3.12 होना चाहिए सर 25 by 8.
3.12 आता है?
Yes, sir.
3, 8, 24, 1. Yeah, correct.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Sorry, sir.
So it is 3.1.
1,
3, 8, 24, 1.
2.5.
3.12
1
Five.
to 5.
125. So this should be 125. So then what will be this corrected value?
5.5 to 5.
5.5 to
5.
5.6 to 5.
5.6 to 5.
5.6 to 5. Yes, correct. So now I will show you that problem. Okay. Yes, this is the problem. Okay, solution of this problem. So I will share this slide in your LMS portal. So you'll get this, and also you will get this video in the YouTube. Okay, so that later on. So now we have a plan that all the lectures which is actually taken by all the faculties of the institute. So those videos will be shared in the YouTube platform. So later on also you can refer these videos and you can clear your doubts and you can ask the questions to the faculties. Okay, so this facility will be available across all students within Chaibasa Engineering College. Okay. Now next we'll take the new theorem, that is Telegen's theorem. Are you familiar with the Telegen's theorem? Anyone? Telegen's theorem. Anyone having any doubt on the Telegen's theorem? Yes or no? Either you have to tell yes or no. There are two options are there.
Sir, once
I-
explain the theorem.
Huh?
Sir.
Uh-huh.
Once explain the theorem.
Sir, we are not that much familiar with Telegen's theorem, sir.
Correct. I will explain because in network it is there. See, why we are taking these classes, because in this class I know that you know some these subjects, but there are some problems we have to do in detail. Okay, those things are not actually in the class, it is not possible. Okay, so in this particular where we'll be taking the special classes for this GATE or maybe some competitive exams, because in every department in all semesters there will be aptitude classes, there will be GATE coaching classes, or maybe there are some competitive exam classes. So this will be applicable for all students. So in that particular class, these problems will be discussed in detail. Okay, so that is the main thing which I would like to introduce. Now let us say this Telegen's theorem. I will give first the highlight of this particular theorem. Then I will read this statement later on. Now in Telegen's theorem, it is the basic. We'll understand in this way. We know that the energy cannot be created or it cannot be destroyed. Okay, is it correct or not? Energy
Yes,
cannot be created or it cannot be destroyed. So in any electrical circuit also, that same applicable is applicable for electrical circuit also. So now what is the power? Power is basically energy by time. So for a given time, so whatever power it is sent by the source, that has to be consumed by the load. Yes or no? Whatever power it is sent by the source, it has to be consumed by the load at any given point of time. Yes or no?
yes, sir, yes.
Correct. So if in a particular circuit there are multiple sources, now the source will send the power and there are multiple circuit elements which is consuming the electrical power. So at any point of time, the total power consumed and delivered within any electrical circuit, the summation of this particular all these elements will be equal to how much it should be? It should be equal to power consumption plus power delivered. It should be equal to
0.
it should be equal to 0. That is basically Telegen's theorem. Okay, so Telegen's theorem, it basically states that in any electrical network, the algebraic sum of the powers in all branches at any instant is equal to 0. That means there are multiple elements. There may be resistance, there may be capacitance, there may be inductance, there may be voltage source, there may be current source. Any type of sources may be present in any electrical circuit. But at any given point of time, the algebraic sum of the powers, that is algebraic sum of powers means the power delivered and the power consumed. The summation of these two things will be equal to 0. Is it clear that statement of this particular Teligens's theorem?
Yes, sir.
Correct. We'll take some numerical example, definitely. Okay. Now, the Teligens's theorem is valid for any lumped network, which may be a linear or non-linear. It may be a passive or active, or it may be a time varying, or it is time invariant. Now, I will first discuss this point. What is the meaning of the lumped network? What is the meaning of this passive network, active network, time varying network, time invariant network? So let us first understand what is the lumped network. Anyone? I think here the lateral students are there. Lateral student?
Yes, sir.
Okay, fine. So anyone can tell this, what is the meaning of this lumped network, lumped circuit? What is
Yes, sir.
lumped circuit? What?
A lumped network is a network in which physical separate
Lumped
Hello.
network is? Lumped
is a
network is?
network. A lumped network is a network in which physically separate inductor, resistor, capacitor are presented or used,
Correct.
or you can say in
Correct,
which
correct.
the effect of
What is that?
or another word we can say that the effect of the electromagnetic effect is associated with the inductor only, and the electric effect is field effect is associated with the capacitance only.
Okay, but in any lumped circuit means all the electrical networks. See, there are concept of lumped network and there is a concept of distributed network. Okay, distributed network, it is valid for the transmission line. Okay, if you have seen the transmission line, so transmission line, it is basically, it is starting from the generating station and it is coming up to the consumer end, and it will pass through various substations. So in that particular transmission network, there are circuit elements. There will be resistance, there will be inductance, and there will be capacitance. So those circuit elements, it is distributed throughout the network. So in that case, we'll say that those parameters, the circuit parameters, they are basically distributed. But here, let us say you are analyzing a circuit. In that particular point, you are taking those all elements in a particular plane of network or in a particular concentrated point. So that particular network is basically known as a lumped network. It is not distributed. You are considering at a point, okay, at a particular plane where all those elements are present and you are doing the analysis. Okay, is it clear what is the lumped network? What is the meaning of the lumped network? It is clear?
Yes, sir.
Okay, fine. Now I will go to the linear network, but non-linear network means there are some elements which are basically will not follow the linear characteristic. Linear characteristic means the slope will not be constant at a let us say if you draw over a plane, okay, it is varying, the slope is varying. So non-linear characteristic, there are some elements which will offer the non-linear characteristic. Can anyone please tell one element which is offering the non-linear characteristic? Anyone?
Sir, diode.
Diode, correct. So diode is the element which is offering the non-linear characteristic. Now let us say we'll come to the passive network and the active network. Now active network, we know that the network which has some active elements. Now in electrical network, if we just recall, then there will be the element which is basically consuming the electrical power. Those elements are called the active elements. Okay, so normally we are used to familiar with the active element, that is the resistance. So resistance is the element which is basically consuming the electrical power. So that's why this particular, if the network is having some resistive element, so then those networks, those elements are basically known as the active network. Yes or no? Active network.
Yes, sir.
Okay. Now let us say the passive will be just reverse one. Okay. If the element is having, let us say, those inductance and capacitance, then it is called the passive network. Now let us say there is a time varying and time invariant. Now in any circuit, if we don't have any time varying means what? With respect to time, the circuit parameter is changing. So if that circuit parameter doesn't change with respect to the time, so then it is basically time invariant circuit. And if it is varying, then it is basically a time varying circuit. So these are the all definitions. So this particular Teligens's theorem, it is applicable for all this kind of network. Okay. Now let us say we'll have the other way of this demonstration of this Teligens's theorem. Otherwise, in a given network, the algebraic sum of the power delivered by all sources is equal to the algebraic sum of the power absorbed by all elements. So the source will deliver the power, and the elements, either it may be the active elements or it may be the passive elements. So those elements will basically consume the electrical power. Now the summation of these two things, two power, the power delivered plus power absorbed, this summation at any given point of time, this should be equal to 0. Okay, this is the basically the definition part of the Teligens's theorem. So mathematically, what we can write, if let us say in any network there are b number of branches, so summation of k equal to 1 to b. So that means if let us say k equal to 1 to means k is the first branch up to the branch b. So it is v1k into I2k equal to 0. So that means v1k means it is the k equal to 1. It will start so, and it will continue 1, 2 like that. So V1 is the voltage of the first network and I2 is the current of the second network. So product of these two will be equal to 0. Similarly, k equal to 1 to be V2k into I1k equal to 0. So I will just demonstrate this thing with the help of some example. So this theorem is based on the Kirchhoff's two laws, but not on the type of circuit elements. So I will take the example directly. So just you first draw these circuits. Okay, there are two network. One is 10 volt source and we have a 4 ohm and 1 ohm resistor. There is a 20 volt source. Okay, and then we have a 5 ohm resistor. Okay, so here it is given that I1 equal to I2 equal to 2 ampere. So what is I1? This is I1. This is I2. This is equal to 2 ampere. And V1, the voltage V1 equal to -2 volt, V2 equal to -8 volt, and V3 equal to 10 volt. Okay, and figure B, the I1 dash and I2 dash. So this is your I1 dash, and I think there is some I2 dash here. It is 4 ampere. I3 dash, it is here. It is 4 ampere. V1 equal to V1 dash equal to -20 volt. V2 dash equal to V2 dash means this one is V2. So V2 dash is 0 because it is short circuited. Okay, and V3 dash is 20 volt. So this is the basically the data which is given. Okay, now we have to show with the help of Teligens's theorem that this power delivered by the source plus the power consumed by the source, the summation of all these things will be equal to 0. Okay, that we are going to show. So let us say we are having how many elements here? We are having 3 elements. Okay, in both the networks we are having the 3 elements. So what we are going to do? So this is V1 into I1 1 plus V2 I2 1 plus V3 I3 1. So let us understand this thing. V1, V2, V3. These are the circuit voltage of this network. V1, V2, and V3. Now what is this I1 1, I2 1, and I3 1? These are basically the current of this network. I1 1 means the current through this. I2 1 is the current of this one, and I3 1 is the current of this one. So these are basically 4 ampere. It is given here. So now you apply this Teligens's theorem. So what is this? V1 is 2 volt, -2 volt. V1 is -2 volt. I1 4. V2 is minus 8 volt, I2 is 4, V3 is 10, and I3 is 1. So this is minus 8, minus 32, and plus 40. So if you sum up this thing, this will be equal to 0. Yes or no? सब चुप हो गए?
Yes, sir.
Correct. Yes. Now let us say you apply another way. Now I have taken voltage of this thing. Now you take voltage of this one. You have to calculate this thing. Okay. So you do this calculation. I will tell you. So you write the formula. V1 1 into I1 plus V2 1 into I2 plus V3 1 into I3. So you calculate this value and you tell me what is the answer. समझ में आया?
0.
0, sir.
0. Correct. Now individually we have to see this thing. Now you see, you do this calculation also. V1 into I1 plus V2 into I2 plus V3 into I3. What is this value? Now I will tell this way. By V1 into I1 plus V2 into I2 plus V3 into I3. So what is this value?
0.
0. Now you do this calculation. V1 1 into I1 1 plus V2 1 into I2 1 plus V3 1 into I3 1. What is this value?
0 is, sir.
So finally, what is your statement? In what you are getting? So Telegen's theorem is proved. Okay. So in any network, the algebraic sum of power delivered by the source plus power consumed by the elements, the summation should be equal to 0. Now Telegen's theorem is clear.
Yes, sir.
अभी समझ में आया?
Yes, sir.
हाँ समझ में आया सर.
हाँ. So आज क्या करना है? What you have to do? Which book you have?
A.K. Chakravarti.
A.K. Chakravarti. Very good. What is your name?
The Shobha Kumari.
Very good. So all of you solve the numerical problem which is present in A.K. Chakravarti book. That is very good book. That is a circuit theory book. But there are so many solved example problems as well as some numerical examples. You can take D. Rai Chaudhuri or you can take, let us say, C.L. Wadhwa. These are all good books. And moreover, if possible, you take some material, those who are interested for the, let us say, the competitive examination, you can take those books for the gate material, okay, which is available with your seniors, maybe in the final year or maybe some pass out student of the electrical engineering branch. So, and you solve some example, okay, from the concerned chapter. Now let us try with this one. Find the power absorbed or delivered by each source. ये करो तो, what will be that answer? You just do it. Quickly you solve it. Or you take this as a homework. Okay, next class you have to answer this question. You just draw this circuit, or you can take the photographs. Nowadays, you can take a snapshot with the help of your mobile. That is very easy. Have you taken? Or you are drawing?
Sir, I have
Sir.
taken.
Okay, so you have to solve this problem. Okay, what is the statement of this problem? Find the power absorbed or delivered by each source. So very easy. What is the power delivered by this source? 8 volt into 4 ampere. So that is 32 watt.
Yes, sir.
Similarly, for this, it will be 16.
16 watt.
This will be 24. This will be 56. And
Yes.
what will be this one? 2ix into minus 4. So minus 4 we have to take. 2ix. What is ix? Ix is this
we
one.
have
Yes, sir.
4
4
And
minus.
this is,
4
it is 4 ampere.
Yes,
Ix is
sir.
4 ampere.
that
So this
32
current is
minus
coming.
32.
Huh?
The
4 amp
minus 32.
minus 32. So 4 into 2, 8. 8 into 4, 32. So minus 32. Correct. So now you have to apply the Teligans theorem. So power delivered plus power absorbed. So this summation should be equal to 0. It should be. But there is some convention of the power. So normally what we are doing, there is a if the current enters at negative terminal and it leaves the positive terminal, and if it delivers the power, so it should be negative. So basically there is a convention, sign convention. So if the current is entering negative and it is leaving through the positive terminal, then the power, that is basically net power, will be equal to negative. Now similarly, if the current is entering the positive terminal and it is leaving the negative terminal, so it is absorbing the power, and the sign convention in that case, it should be what should be
Sir,
the power?
positive.
It should be positive. Okay.
But
So
sir, voltage is negative, therefore the power is negative.
very good. So you have understood better. You have understood. I think that's my job is over. So this particular thing for this source C, this should be the power absorption is 24 watt. For this source D, it is 56, and for source C, it should be minus 32. So if we sum up all these sources, 5 sources, the summation should be equal to 0. So that's all. That is the Teligans theorem. You have another class at this point, 4 o'clock.
No, sir.
I think Ujjwal sir is taking your class. Ujjwal sir, mathematics class it is held, na?
No, sir.
Lateral
Sir,
entry
not a
student-
single class for mathematics have been done, sir.
Not a single class. Huh?
Yes, sir.
See, I want to know this thing. What is see, for the lateral student, there is a separate group. So that just a minute. Huh? I will just pause this thing. Huh? Just a minute. I will just complete this thing. I will talk to you.